The wind howled through the jagged cliffs, carrying the faint, eerie hum of something unnatural. 13-year-old Mira clung to the edge of the crumbling stone path, her fingers scraping against the rock as the sea roared below. She wasn't supposed to be here, not this far from the village, not on the forbidden cliffs where the elders whispered of vanishings. But the strange, glowing orb she'd found in the tide pool that morning pulsed faintly in her pocket, and it had led her here, tugging at her thoughts like a voice she couldn't ignore. Her heart pounded as she glanced back, half expecting to see someone chasing her. No one, just the endless gray sky and the orb's soft, insistent hum. Then, a crack split the air, and the ground beneath her shuddered. Mira stumbled, her scream swallowed by the wind as the path collapsed, plunging her toward the churning waves below. She hit the water hard, the cold stealing her breath. For a moment, everything was dark, chaotic. The orb's glow the only anchor in the swirling black. Then, something impossible happened. The water parted, forming a shimmering tunnel around her, and she landed, gasping, on a smooth stone floor. She was in a cave, its walls glittering with strange rune-like carvings that pulsed in time with the orb. Mira scrambled to her feet, clutching the orb tighter. It was warmer now, almost alive. The tunnel stretched ahead, lit by a faint blue glow, and she felt that same pull, stronger than ever. "What are you?" she whispered, her voice echoing. The orb didn't answer, but the runes on the walls flared brighter, and she knew she had to move forward. Mira's sneakers squelched as she walked, the air growing warmer, heavier. The tunnel opened into a vast chamber, where a massive crystal floated above a stone pedestal, its surface swirling with colors like a trapped storm. The orb in her hand shot out a beam of light, connecting to the crystal, and Mira's mind flooded with images, flashes of winged creatures, a city in the clouds, and a warning sharp and clear. The key must not fall. She yanked her hand back, the connection breaking, but the chamber rumbled. Shadows moved at the edges of her vision, and a low, guttural hiss filled the air. She wasn't alone. Two figures emerged from the darkness, their eyes glowing like embers. They were tall, cloaked in tattered robes, their faces hidden but their voices sharp, like knives. "Give us the key," one hissed, pointing at the orb. Mira's heart raced. She didn't know what the orb was, but she felt its importance, its power. "No," she said, stepping back. The figures lunged, and Mira bolted, clutching the orb as she darted toward a narrow crevice in the chamber's wall. The crystal behind her pulsed wildly, and the ground shook, cracks spiderwebbing across the floor. She squeezed through the crevice, the figures' hisses echoing behind her. The crevice led to another tunnel, this one sloping upward. Mira ran, her breath ragged, the orb guiding her with its glow. She could hear the figures pursuing, their footsteps unnaturally fast. The tunnel ended at a cliff's edge, open to the stormy sky. Below, the sea churned, but above, something shimmered, a faint outline of a bridge made of light, flickering in and out of existence. The orb pulsed, and Mira understood. She had to trust it. Closing her eyes, she stepped forward, her foot landing on solid light. The bridge held, stretching toward a distant cliff. She ran, the figures' hisses growing fainter as the bridge flared brighter. Halfway across, one of the figures appeared ahead, blocking her path. "You cannot keep it," it snarled, raising a clawed hand. Mira's fear turned to defiance. She held up the orb, its light blinding, and shouted, "This isn't yours!" The orb erupted in a wave of energy, knocking the figure back into the storm. The bridge trembled, and Mira sprinted the rest of the way, collapsing onto the far cliff as the bridge vanished. She lay there, catching her breath, the orb now cool and dim in her hand. The storm was easing, the clouds parting to reveal stars. Mira sat up, looking at the orb. It felt different now, like it had done what it needed to. She didn't know what the crystal was or who those figures were, but the warning lingered. The key must not fall. She stood, slipping the orb into her pocket. The village was far below, its lights faint but familiar. She'd have to find a way back, but she felt stronger, braver. Whatever the orb was, it had chosen her, and she wasn't done with its secrets. As Mira started down the cliff, a faint hum stirred in her pocket, and she smiled. The adventure was far from over.